What up? This is on the Sick One to Sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Today, we're going to get into three random situations that happened to me throughout my active career as being an addict. And these three random situations are always for the rest of my life going to live rent free in my head because up to this day, it trips me out. I've never had anybody like tell me that they've been through the same exact situations, and honestly it doesn't sound crazy. They're not crazy stories. I don't even think they're unique stories, but in my circle around the people I was with, never happened to them, so it's one of a kind. But the first one we're going to talk about is I was working security at Fallas, aka Factory to You. I don't know if anybody remembers that store. I remember one time, this ain't what I want to talk about, but I remember I was working security right there, and the homie Goofy comes through. If people that know me know Goofy, and they come through with a backpack, filled his backpack up, and wanted to take off. Come on, dog, you ain't gonna come up on me, dog. You coming up on my store? I was like, daddy up in that bitch, homie. You know, I was like, come on, fool, don't be scandalous, dog. You know, but anyways, I'm on the sick one. Always on the sick one at that store, sweating, fucking all oily and glowing up. And I had to post up in front of the door. It was so hard just to stand there, be tweaked out, not having to do nothing. I didn't have a phone to be on. I didn't have no type of entertainment. I just had to be there. And I'm like standing outside of the door. It's around like 8 or 9 at nighttime. Está pasando un cholo. And he's a little awkward walking, you know what I mean? Like kind of LGBTQ vibes, and he's walking by and he looks at me like, he's like, "What's up, fool?" And I was like, "What's up, dog?" Like I hit the man like, "What's up, dog?" And he's like, "Hey, fool." He's like, "Do you know where I could buy a pipe at?" And as soon as he said that, I looked at his face, and anybody who's a drug addict knows que un loco conoce de lejos a otro loco. A tweaker knows a tweaker, dog. A smoker knows a smoker. And I was like, "What kind of pipe, dog?" And he's like, the. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do know exactly what you're talking about. I was like, around here, there's nothing but the fucking porno store around the corner, F Street. But I don't think they sell them there. And I don't know of any smoke shops around here, not in this area, because we're in San Isidro, down there, but the 99-cent store used to be. And he tells me, fuck. And I was like, hey, well, I can sell you mine, dog. And he looked his eyes open, like wide open eyes, and he's like, you got one? I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, but it's kind of stressed out. He's like, what do you mean stressed out? And I showed him the pipa like that. And it's fucking as black as this microphone. Like it's black, stressed out. I mean, like smoke. I smoked every single centimeter of fog that builds up in that pipe, and I was on a good one. And I was like, I can sell it to you for $5 if you want. And he's like, wow, that's serio? Like, he's like, wow. He's like, I can't believe I'm about to buy a fucking pipe off a security guard. What the fuck? You was tripping? I was tripping too, but I did it just for the story. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could go back and tell my homies, like, hey, if I sold my paper, even though I was going to regret selling it because I knew I needed it, but I wanted to tell the story. And it was a trip, man. He was all fucking like stoked, like, hell yeah, I came up. He's like, oh, sell it to me for $3 since I have to clean it. He's like, since I have to do labor and shit. And I was like, hey, I don't got no change, dog. I don't have no money. He's like, oh, all right, fuck it. Give me the $5. I was happy as fuck because I had $5 to my name. Those $5 went to the Rob special. I got a $5 sack. Somebody has a pipe. Fuck it, we'll smoke. And it was such a random situation that always tripped me out, and up to this day will always live rent free in my head. There's a second one. Also, I was a security guard for more than half of my life or of my working career. From like 2009 is when I started being a security guard, all the way up to like about 3 years ago. What was that? 2023 something like that. I was a security guard. So this next one, I'm a security guard off of Saturn Boulevard, right there where the on Palm Avenue. The trolley station's right there. Fucking right there where the Home Depot is, the Walmart, where the Bull Weevil used to be, and what was it called? Wonderland back in the day, the arcades, 5 cent arcades. Fucking sick. So it was my job to patrol right there, and I used to be on the good one. I used to be on the good one. I used to get on the bike. I used to patrol the whole plaza on the fucking bike, just showing good one, just sweating bullets. I used to have fun. It used to keep me entertained. But there was a big ass room in the back where we used to post up. It was like the maintenance room or like slash storage room. It was huge, huge. It was at least like a 20 by 20. It was big. And I used to post up. We had a desk in there. I used to post up right there. I used to smoke, hella smoke right there, just chilling this by myself, when I had it. And I used to have people over all the time. I had two of my homegirls came by, smoked out, and then one time I had like a little party up in there. I was even, I say that I was a rapper. I even had my homie bring his laptop and his microphone, and we were all posted up in there rapping and recording según nosotros, pero bien cricos a la verga. And yo, like, not giving a fuck about my jale. I had the homie outside of that break room. He was it was on a good one, dog. This one was painting his Bronco with a spray can, dog. I was like, God, damn, this was on the good one. He painted the whole thing like in 30 minutes. I was like, damn, dog. I was like fucking straight Picasso right there. Look, brand new Ramfly and shit. Well, and then I had one time a group of like 7 people that came through. We were just all just in there, like in a big circle, just blazing it off the shizzy. And I would never thought about, like, what if my supervisor came right now? He never came. I was like, what if my supervisor came through right now? Like, what would he say to this? What if he caught me right now? Like, well, I'm in uniform. I'm in full uniform. I don't give a fuck. I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I never knew. Honestly, I never knew that there was any consequences with the law that it could happen easily. Or maybe I didn't know, but I just didn't care. Either or, because I was smoked out. But we were having fun. There was like 7 of us. I don't know the number anymore. But we're all smoked out, not giving a fuck. And my homie starts coming up and all kinds of shit. He's like, hey, Rob, do you care? I was like, no. And I was like, damn, fuck it. Just give me something for my troubles. And, but one time, what was to me the tripped out part, I'm sitting there. It's about 4 in the morning. And that's the time the maintenance guy comes in. It's this black dude from Imperial Beach. He comes in on his bike, huffing and puffing. And where he just comes into, I knew what time he came in, so I wouldn't be smoking like out in the open like that. But if you're a smoker, you know exactly what it smells like. You know exactly what a tweaker looks like. So I'm just right there posted on my phone. I remember I was on the BlackBerry. I used to watch Married with Children because I didn't have nothing else to watch. And we're talking, we're getting at it, and he's like looking at me weird. And then he's like, oh, I don't know how the conversation steered that way, but he's like, oh, I work better off that spice. And I was like, I looked at him weird. I was like, spice? He's like, off that shizzy? Off that shit? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, methamphetamines, man. I was like, oh shit. I just should have said it in the first place. I was like, you want to smoke? He said, hell yeah, I want to smoke. I busted out the people from my pocket. He's like, oh, you got some? I was like, yup. I was like, here you go. Hit it first, dog. And we were fucking blazing it up. We became best friends after that. He tried to give me some money. Like, he's like, oh, here's like $10 for what I smoked. I was like, nah, it's cool, dog. Just get me on the next time. We became smoking partners after that. Random ass shit, right? And I remember one day after work, I used to walk from that plaza to the Palm Avenue trolley station. It was like 7 in the morning, and I was at a crosswalk full of people. I don't know what made me open my pocket. I used to carry the uniform shirts have pockets up here, right on the chest area, and I used to carry my people right here. I don't know what made me reach into that pocket for something. I don't know what it was, but since I used to have the pipa rolled up in a napkin in paper in what was that? Toilet paper, I had it. I pulled up whatever I was getting. I pulled it up. I pulled it up with the toilet paper, and it was in the middle of the crosswalk, and I had earphones in, but I could still hear like what was going on, because I need to be through homie. We walk across. We walk in the middle of the crosswalk, and it's an exit from a freeway, so there's people right there. And I pulled that shit out, and all I heard was whoosh, like the fucking song of Stone Cold, dun 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 dun. I was like, no. I just kept walking. I didn't even look down anymore. I was like, no, descanse en paz, pipa. Thank you for everything you did for me. I kept walking. I always tripped out. I wonder whoever saw that shit. You know what I mean? That was some random ass shit that happened in that fucking security spot. It was crazy. And the last random act was me trying to get violent. Your boy has violent tendencies, believe it or not. When I'm off pingas, when I'm off those roches and shit, your boy gets violent, thinks he got balls of steel, thinks he's the big bad tough guy from the barrio and shit. I remember we're in a house party, right there in the new houses right outside the apartments of the Villa. And we came outside, and there was like the DJ was in his truck, and he was like parked in front of the house. And I was outside. I had the little bolsita with me. I was hitting some llaves. And me and my boy were out there hitting llaves. And then the DJ that was in his car, he's like, hey, what's up, fool? Let me get a hit. He's like, let me get a bump, dog. And I was like, fuck it. Hooked him up. Oh, here you go, perro. And you know, because también se me sale lo cholo. I'm like, that's right. Ese Simón perro, you know? And then he hit that shit. And he looked at my boy or said something stupid to my boy. I don't know exactly what it was, but to me, in my fucking peeled out head, in my thoughts, it sounded disrespectful. So I was like, hey, fool, what's up, dog? And I looked at my boy and I was like, what's up, fool? We gonna fuck this fool up or what? I was like, what's up, fool? Get off the car. And my homie was like, he backed my play though. He was ready. He was like, what's up? And then my boy was like, nah, Rob, it's cool. Come down. It's the homie, dog. He's on trip. And once my homie pulled me away, he starts cracking up. And he's like, "Oh, my, Miss Rob, how the fuck you gonna do that? For you know you ain't tough, dog. You know you ain't fighting nobody around here." But I felt tough that time, and I felt like I had even more balls because I knew I had somebody backing me up. And he's like, "Come on, Rob, get off that fucking bullshit, homie. You're gonna get your ass whooped around here." I was like, "I probably am, huh?" He's like, "Fool, take your ass home with your fucking peeled out ass." Those were three random things that I did during my drug addiction. To me, those things will always live rent free in my head because I get a kick out of them every time I think about it.